These movies are borderline cold cases. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 movie mysteries that still haven't been solved.
You're right about him! You've always been right about him!
For this list, we'll be going over the unsolved questions and plot points from the films that have yet to be definitively resolved. Naturally, since these involve plot points, there will be spoilers ahead. Number 10, How Much Was Real? American Psycho. Plenty of movies are shown through the lens of an unreliable main character. Although we considered choosing the recent Joker as well, American Psycho has seniority.
Killed a lot of people. Some escort girls in an apartment uptown. Some homeless people, maybe 5 or 10.
The film follows Patrick Bateman, a materialistic psychopath who commits several murders and other crimes throughout the course of the film.
Because I had dinner with Paul Allen twice in London. Just 10 days ago.
No, you didn't.
However, at the film's end, Bateman's lawyer tells him he recently had dinner with one of his victims in London, and a realtor tells him that the apartment he killed the man in supposedly didn't belong to him. A notebook Bateman's assistant finds is full of graphic drawings and other disturbing content, possibly leading to the possibility that Bateman is imagining at least some of his violent outbursts.
I'm just a happy camper.
How much and which ones remain ambiguous decades later. Number 9, What Was in the FedEx Box? Castaway. This film follows Chuck Nolan, a FedEx employee who survives a plane crash on a deserted island for several years.
The air got to it. The air got to it!
While on the island, Chuck makes use of the items he finds in the packages he was transporting when the crash occurred. However, he leaves one of those parcels unopened, eventually delivering it to the intended recipient at the film's end.
FedEx!
But we never learn what's inside the box that Chuck went to such lengths to deliver. A prominent theory is that it contained divorce papers, considering the ranch scene at the beginning and the end of the film has one of the names missing from over the entrance. The director, Robert Zemeckis, once joked that it contained a satellite phone. Still, we'll never know for sure. Number 8, Bob's Whisper, Lost in Translation.
Aren't you gonna wish me and have a good fright or something?
Following the brief friendship and romance of two married American strangers in Tokyo, Lost in Translation initially sees Bob and Charlotte part ways, with an unsatisfactory conclusion to their time together.
Hey, you.
However, Bob spots Charlotte on his way to the airport and approaches her, whispering something to her before kissing her goodbye. Was it a bittersweet reflection on their time together? Or maybe he told her to look him up in the States. Whatever he said, the ambiguity allows us for many interpretations, all of which can be tailored to our own opinions on how their romance should turn out. Which kind of makes it perfect just the way it is. Number 7, Who Was V? V for Vendetta.
I can assure you I mean you no harm.
V for Vendetta follows a masked vigilante freedom fighter terrorist known only as V. While his true identity is a mystery, some things are known about the man.
I've discovered several cellular anomalies in his blood that I've been unable to categorize. The mutations seem to have triggered the abnormal development of basic kinesthesia and reflexes.
He was once imprisoned, and experiments were performed on him that gave him superhuman strength and endurance. He was kept in Room 5, denoted by the Roman numeral V. A fire there also heavily disfigured him. Some suggest he was once a member of the ruling fascist party.
In 2002, I fell in love with a girl named Christina. That year, I came out to my parents.
Others suggest he was once a she, at least biologically, citing the story Evie finds in a cell about a lesbian actress named Valerie as being V's own story. But the end of the movie tells us it doesn't matter. V is anyone and everyone being oppressed.
What I am is a man in a mask.
Oh, I can see that.
Number 6, How Much a Verbal Story Was True? The Usual Suspects.
It all started back in New York 6 weeks ago.
The bulk of this neo-noir crime film is told in flashback by Verbal Kint, a criminal who describes the circumstances that led him and his colleagues onto a boat where a drug deal went horribly wrong, leaving most of the people there dead.
I came clean. I told it like it happened on the boat, so what if I left out how I got there?
By the film's end, it was clear that Verbal had changed some of the names and contents of his story, drawing them from the words he saw in the room around him. But was he merely changing the surface of what occurred, or did he obscure or lie about everything that happened?
Soze looks over the faces of his family then he showed these men of will what will really was.
Granted, most of what they did in public probably happened, but in private, we'll never know. It may not be the greatest trick the devil ever pulled, but it's certainly up there.
If there really is a Kaiser Soze, he's going to come looking for you.
Number 5, The Joker's Scars, The Dark Knight.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Do you want to know how I got these scars? Yes, we do. The Joker in The Dark Knight is a complete mystery to both the characters and the audience. He's like a storm that drops on Gotham with no concrete goal other than to sow chaos and demonstrate that everyone is just like him. However, the Joker tells several stories about the origin of his facial scars.
He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face.
In one, he claims his father gave them to him. In another, he claims he did it to himself. The mystery of how he got them will never be resolved, and that's kind of the point of his character.
I stick a razor in my mouth and do this to myself. And you know what? She can't stand the sight of me.
The Batman is defined by his past, which motivates his present, while the Joker doesn't care where he came from, just like he doesn't care about anything else.
You know how I got these scars?
No, but I know how you got these.
Number 4 is Cobb Still Dreaming, Inception.
Something, isn't it?
Now, sticking with Christopher Nolan's oeuvre, Inception is perhaps the director's most mind-bending work.
Right, so what happens when we die?
I drop into limbo.
Are you serious?
Limbo?
It follows a team of criminals who usually extract information from others' dreams, attempting to implant one instead.
This one was hers. She'd spin it in the dream and would never topple. Just spin and spin.
The team's leader, Cobb, seeks to perform the job so he can return to his children in the States. At the film's end, he does, but he also sets a top spinning. This top will keep spinning if he's still dreaming, and while Cobb walks away without seeing it, the top does wobble before the film's end. Many have theorized that Cobb is still dreaming, citing his absent wedding ring and the children still being young despite his long absence as evidence, but the ending remains deliberately ambiguous. Number 3 is Deckard, a Replicant, Blade Runner franchise. Rick Deckard is a Blade Runner, a hunter of rogue synthetic replicants or androids. That much is clear.
You're reading a magazine, you come across a full-page nude photo of a girl.
Is this testing whether I'm a replicant or a lesbian, Mr. Deckard?
Just answer the questions, please.
But it's been theorized that Deckard is a replicant himself, having been tasked by humans to hunt his own kind without ever being aware of it. This is supported by his reoccurring unicorn dream and finding an origami unicorn left at his apartment by his partner. You might think that Denis Villeneuve's sequel would have cleared this up, given that Deckard is still alive and replicants have a limited lifespan, but he also apparently has a child with a replicant, though we suppose that could have been crossbred. Even the director and star have had disagreements, with Harrison Ford claiming Deckard is human, while Ridley Scott believes him a replicant. Number 2, The Photo, The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
Although almost everyone knows the plot of The Shining, namely that the caretaker of a remote hotel, Jack, goes crazy and tries to murder his family, the movie remains a dense enigma. The film concludes with Jack freezing to death after getting lost in the hotel's maze. However, a final shot inside the hotel shows a party from the 1920s with Jack front row and center. Director Stanley Kubrick stated that Jack was the reincarnation of a previous caretaker. This aligns with the ghost of the previous caretaker telling Jack that Jack has always been the caretaker. However, the others have theorized that everyone in the photo has been absorbed into the history of the hotel by the dark force that haunts it. Before we get to our top picks, here are a few honorable mentions. The Box, Barton Fink. Is it ahead? We feel like it's ahead.
I said it's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
What's in the box?
I don't know.
Isn't it yours?
What is the narrator's name? Fight Club. Half of him is named Tyler Durden, but what about the other half?
You love me, you hate me. You show me a sensitive side, then you turn into a total asshole. Is that a pretty accurate description of our relationship, Tyler?
We have just lost cabin pressure.
What did you just say?
What is wrong with you?
What did you just call me? Say my name.
Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden.
What is the rabbit's foot? Mission Impossible 3. A bioweapon or just a red herring?
You were apprehended carrying details of the location of something codenamed the Rabbit's Foot.
What happened to Riggan, Birdman? Did he fly or plummet to his death? Is MacReady or Childs the thing? The thing. Sure, it doesn't matter to them, but we care.
Did you kill it?
Where were you, Charles?
Thought I saw Blair.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, what's inside the briefcase? Pulp Fiction.
What is it?
Is that what I think it is?
This anthology crime movie follows a group of interconnected criminals.
This is a tasty burger.
One of the storylines follows Vincent and Jules, two hitmen who work for crime lord Marcellus Wallace, who are tasked with retrieving a briefcase. The case is only opened a few times, and while its contents are never named or explained, a golden glow appears to emanate from within.
We happy? Vincent? We happy?
Yeah, we happy.
Essentially, it's just a MacGuffin, a plot device. However, that hasn't stopped much speculation as to what it could be. According to co-writer Roger Avery, it was originally meant to be diamonds, but this was scratched. The theories range from valuable objects like gold or even radioactive material to much more arcane items like the Holy Grail or even Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Do you want to continue this theological discussion in a car?
Whatever it is, it's beautiful.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.